There's a growing new field of law in this country called animal rights law, and schools as prestigious as Harvard and Georgetown are now offering classes on how to protect everything from circus elephants to carriage horses. Critics of this new movement say that this is an alarming foot in the courthouse door for animal rights activists and that it could further clog our already overwhelmed justice system. This is the view many people have of animal rights protesters, over-the-top displays designed to shock. Like this group, which caused a near riot last year as they fought to release caged animals. But now it's gotten more sophisticated, and animal rights attorneys are not only going to court, they're winning. Item: this week in Phoenix, police found 6 calves tied up and suffocating in the trunk of a car. The man transporting the calves now faces 6 counts of animal cruelty.
They were near suffocation, covered in their own feces, quite literally on the brink of death.
Item: the dog pound in Fairfax, Virginia is called Doggy Death Row, and those who run it are now accused of animal abuse.
They just deserve better.
Item: in San Francisco, animal rights activists are petitioning the government to change the term pet ownership to animal guardianship.
I don't believe a dog or cat should be considered property.
Well, joining us now from Boston is Stephen Wise. He is an animal rights attorney who will be teaching a course in animal rights law at Harvard University starting in January. He's also author of the forthcoming book, Rattling the Cage Toward Legal Rights for Animals. Thanks so much for joining us, Stephen.
You're welcome.
Now, under the law, pets, if I'm getting this right, are considered personal property, but you'd like to see that changed. Why is that?
Animals are considered property in the way a chair or a car is. Right now I'm trying to change the law, not so much for pets like dogs and cats, that'll be some years down the line, but for animals that have cognitions like that are very spectacular, like chimpanzees or gorillas or bonobos or orangutans.
Interesting. But, you know, the first question in my mind when I heard about this story is, our justice system, our courts are so clogged with human beings lawsuits. Now we're going to add animals. Address that.
There are terrible injustices that are being done to animals. Courts exist to right injustices. Animals suffer enormous pain. They are horribly abused. And if they can't get redress in a court, what are they to do?
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with you that there is massive abuse in some cases, but what kind of rights do you give to animals? I'll ask you the question we asked at the beginning of the show. Do you give them the same rights as, say, a small child or a custodial adult?
An animal like a chimpanzee or a bonobo or an orangutan or a gorilla, you would give the same rights in a just legal system as you would to a 2- or 3-year-old human child, yes.
Oh, that's interesting. So if you have your way and animals are treated like humans, what then happens to biomedical research or the family farm, the way we produce and slaughter food for personal consumption?
Well, there are 2 separate things. If animals like the great apes have legal rights, you can't use them in biomedical research any more than you could use my 2-year-old twins. Animals on a farm are still decades away from even possibly getting legal rights. But what you can do is at least make them susceptible to cruelty statutes, because almost every single farm animal in the United States is exempt from the cruelty statutes, and farmers can do whatever they want to them, and they do terrible things sometimes.
Gee, we're running out of time. I'm sorry for that, but one quick question. Are you a vegetarian?
I am.
You are, just like my daughter. Stephen Wise, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Diane.
Up front tonight, we'll be right back after this.